What's up, YouTube? I'm Brett from Rants. As always, guys, if y'all enjoy our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave that comment down below. Alright, so Quentin Tarantino finally calls out Hollywood. This isn't really a shock to me that Quentin Tarantino would call out the culture in Hollywood now, because it seems to go really contrary to who he is as a person, as an entertainer. We've seen comedians come out. We haven't really seen the big name stars, completely come out against a lot of this cancel culture stuff that's just completely and totally wrecked everything, from series to movies to games to everything. But you know what? I've seen some behind the scenes things with Quentin Tarantino. I'm kind of mixed on his movies. I know a lot of people, when you think of like Reservoir Dogs, you think of Pulp Fiction, Django, and all of those. I'm kind of mixed on his movies, but I will say I might not necessarily love his movies, a lot of them, but I've always been entertained by his movies. Like once I start them, I always finish them. I never just go, oh man, this is just a snooze fest. No. That's not the way Quentin Tarantino works. Quentin Tarantino is a fan, and he writes things and directs things for fans. That's always been his calling card. That's always who he has been. And I've seen some things behind the scenes where he talks about, just being a fan of cinema in general and what it means to him and what he thinks, should be the most important part of being a director in Hollywood. This really doesn't come as a shock that he would find anything that doesn't have entertainment as the foremost concept to be something that needs to be done away with. I don't know where he is on the political spectrum. I'm assuming he's probably on the left. But you know what? I kind of feel like all this left-right stuff is getting a little bit ridiculous. I feel like people need to get out of these camps and just start looking at things from just an individual basis. Treat people the way you'd want to be treated. It's a very simple concept, guys. We don't got to do crazy things out here to, it's not a convoluted concept. But for some reason, we make it into that. As humans, for whatever reason, we do that. And a lot of it has to do with identity politics. A lot of it has to do with tribalism when it comes to Republican, Democrat, and so forth. And really, at the end of the day, everybody should be calling out cancel culture. Everybody should be calling out, people should be calling for diversity, but at the same time, not at the cost of entertainment. It's like, I always go back to it. John Boyega and Star Wars. John Boyega and Star Wars. Over here, they were, parading him around, about how diverse the cast was. And then when they got over there in China, they wouldn't even put him on the poster. So, or they minimized him where that you couldn't even hardly see him. That is Hollywood in general. Bunch of hypocrites that don't even stand by the same principles that on every award show they go and tell us that we should stand by. Now, it's not right what they did to John Boyega. It's not right what they're doing even now to Quentin Tarantino and a bunch of other directors. Quentin Tarantino has been called anything and everything. But at the end of the day, he's just being unapologetic about it, and he should be. If your job as a director, your job is to make great movies, not to preach to people. He's always done a very good job about that. I'm thankful for directors like that, and I'm thankful that he's finally maybe opened his eyes as to what is going on. In an interview with Bill Maher, this is what he said. He says, during the interview, Maher asked or brought up the press event at the Cannes Film Festival, where New York Times reporter Farah Nayeri asked, Quentin, you have put Margot Robbie, a very talented actor, in your film. Not quite sure why they put the actor in there. In that part, she's female. in your film. She was with Leonardo in Wolf of Wall Street. I, Tanya. This is a person with a great deal of acting talent, and yet you haven't really given her any lines in the movie. And I wonder, I guess that was a deliberate choice on your part, and I just want to know why was that? Why we don't hear her actually speaking very much. And Margaret, I wanted you to also comment about being in the film in this part. See, they were really trying to set it up. If he didn't have the answer that they didn't want, then they could go, Margaret could say, the typical lines that any Hollywood actor or actress states now, about, oh, well, I'm a leading actress and I should have been, the main star of it. Yes, I should have had as a woman, I should have had, or popular woman, I should have had more of a role in this male-oriented film. That's what they really wanted in that question. That's the reason why they brought Margaret Robbie up, or questioned her, at the same time that they got from Quentin Tarantino. And Quentin Tarantino bluntly responded, well, I just reject your hypothesis. I think that's actually a brilliant answer to it, because that way you're not leading them on, you're not getting any more drama, you're just saying, you know what, you see it that way? I disagree. It says, speaking with Marr, Tarantino would discuss the problems with modern Hollywood. He stated there has become a thing that's gone on, especially in this last year, where ideology is more important than art. Marr would interject, certainly to the awards. Tarantino, yeah, it's like ideology trumps art. Ideology trumps individual effort. Ideology trumps good. Ideology trumps entertaining. Now, you know what? In the past year, see, when he says in the past year, it kind of blows my mind. Because how can you be working in Hollywood and you're just now, like all of a sudden in the past year, you're just noticing this? Dude, you've been making films for well over 20-something years, and you have been attacked, especially in the last couple of years, over various different movies, and you're just now realizing that this is becoming a problem. Cancel culture is becoming a problem. This whole thing about we need more diversity in movies. And of course, we do need diversity in movies, but that shouldn't be used as an instrument to basically take every white person or white male actor, especially, out of leading parts. Like, they don't. That is so in itself racist. If that person, cannot stress that enough. If there's somebody that that wins a part, their sexual orientation, their race, their gender should be of no shouldn't even be questioned or thought of. That shouldn't be something when you're out promoting a movie that this is even something we're talking about. We should be talking about how entertaining the actual movie is. But for some reason, we always get stuck on that. We always get stuck on, oh, well, how diverse is the cast? Well, who gives a crap? You think the average fan that goes to the movie theater is like, oh, man, you know what? I really love that movie. It's the greatest movie ever. Except not a diverse cast. That's not your average fan. Your average fan just notices good, bad. Hollywood is the one that is so fixated on it. And it's turned from something that, to a certain extent, was a really worthy cause, because, look, Hollywood did need to get a little bit more diverse. There's no doubt about it that they've had some, in the past, some really bad things. They promoted stereotypes. They've done a lot of really negative things to minority communities in a lot of ways. And they did need to change those. But at the same time, somehow they've gone from that to just picking apart every movie now, and not basing it anything on whether it was good or bad, but upon how many social justice points that it feels. If it doesn't feel those, well, it doesn't get the Oscars, it doesn't get these big awards, and actors and actresses, that are in those roles, well, they come out against it in a lot of ways, and I think that's ridiculous just in itself. I'm glad Quentin Tarantino has finally seen the light, and you know what? If more big name people like Quentin Tarantino come out, who knows? Maybe we'll see some change in Hollywood. Wouldn't bet on it, but you know what? When it starts affecting people's paychecks, like these big name directors, actors, actresses, you're going to start seeing a little bit more of it, because nobody wants to be canceled. Nobody wants to be canceled. Everyone wants their movie out. Everyone wants to continue making millions. So you know what? When it comes to that, when it's their reputation, their occupation on the line, maybe they'll change. Who knows? But as always, guys, let me know what y'all think down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Y'all